Hi, Grizzlies, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Grizzly K, and today we're looking at the case of a missing 20-month-old Quinton Simon. Please excuse my voice. I do have a cold, but I do want to bring this case to your attention. I think it's extremely important and, of course, time sensitive. And so I've got a presentation for you. They've just had a press conference. It was 10 minutes long. So we will look at that as well. I want to show you. I thought the press conference was actually tomorrow, but it's just happened. And so I'm going to show you this presentation so that you can get up to speed with the case if you've never heard about it before. We'll look at the babysitter's interview, the grandmother and the step grandfather's interview, and just some clips and things. Okay. The red stiletto. Oh no, rest your voice. I'm good, guys. I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm okay. Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to let you know that if my voice sounds a little different or if I pop off screen for a second, I'll probably be blowing my nose or something like that. But I'm okay. So, okay, let's have a look at this case. Quinton Simon has been missing since October 5th, 2022. He lives at Buckhalter Road, West Savannah, Georgia. He was last seen wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt with black pants. And you can call the Chatham County Police Department or Chatham at 912-667-3134 if you know anything that could help to find this little boy. There's a lot of red flags in this case, and this is very, very sad. I mean, just look at him. He's so cute, oh my word. There's not been an Amber Alert issued as there's no evidence of an abduction. The FBI is involved now, by the way, and they've also, the police departments, the FBI and everything, they've been out there with horses, with drones, with people on foot. They really searched far and wide and they're still searching for him. At the moment, actually, right now, there's at least 11 police cars at the home where he lives. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of who he lives there with and everything. They're busy draining the pool in the backyard. So we will have a look at that as well. So these are some pictures of him. In case you've never seen any of this before. So Buckhalter Road, Savannah, Georgia. He lives in the house with. Now, I did this because I was trying to figure out. I've been following this case for a few days, and I wanted to bring it to you. It's just, I haven't been able to. I mean, trying to get over this cold. So I'm sorry. I'm only bringing it to you today, but I'm glad to be here, and we can cover everything here together. So he lives in the house with Leilani Simon. I would say Simon, but I see they say Simon. So sorry, I did think I said Quinton Simon, right? Quinton Simon. He lives with his mother and her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin. That's Leilani's boyfriend. And then Billy Joe Howell, Leilani's mother. So it's actually Billy's home. So that would be Quinton's grandmother. And Thomas Howell, which is her husband and Leilani's stepdad. And then Quinton also has an older brother. He's only about a year older than him, Zane. And then he's also got an infant sister. And I've been worried about them, but apparently they're okay. I mean, as well, in this case, I'm like, oh my word, this missing 20-month-old. Like, where are the other kids? Who lives in the house? What's happening? What? So, yes. And then they also said the step grandfather. So this would be, they keep saying Quinton's grandparents. So he was living at his grandmother's house, right? Which means it's Leilani's mother and Leilani's stepfather. So Leilani's stepfather, which is Quinton's step grandfather, was saying that they also lived in the house with Leilani's brother. Now, one of the brothers is actually in prison, and that is who Quinton is named after. And that brother's in prison for committing a murder in 2011, I think it was. My goodness. This is a whole family tree to break down. Yes. And so I don't know exactly which brother was living at the house on and off, but I've seen on Facebook in the groups and stuff, people speculating. So if you want to see lots of speculations, yeah, Facebook's the place. And then we got a picture here of Leilani. She's 22 years old. That would be Quinton's mother. At the time of him going missing, the only people at the house would be Leilani, her boyfriend, and her stepfather. I'm not sure where the brother was at the time because the mother, Billy Joe Hell, was actually away on a temporary job. So there's that as well. I hope you're following. And then there's also the babysitter, Diana McCarta. So they say Quinton and his brother had a babysitter whose home they were dropped off at every day. I don't know if the infant was also dropped off there. So we'll hear from the babysitter as well. She did a Facebook Live interview and tried to clear up some stuff because Billy and Leilani were already pointing fingers at the babysitter. But if you see more of the case, yeah, it makes sense that they were doing that. I'm like, why are they looking at the babysitter? We're looking at the home. We're looking at the home. I'm not meaning to laugh. It's not funny at all. I'm just like, whoa, the red flags. It's just like, oh, it's awkward and so uncomfortable. Like we're looking at what's going on in this home. And even after he's gone missing, people who live in the area have like walked by and stuff, and there's videos online of the screaming matches coming from outside of the home. So let's look at this timeline real quick. So September 7th, we back it up a little bit. Okay, September 7th, 2022, there was a fight that broke out at the home, and Leilani, who's Quinton's mother, called the police. And when officers arrived, she said, wait, she's on probation and she doesn't want trouble. And while it's not been 100% confirmed what she's on probation for, she's allegedly had a history of stealing to buy drugs. So let's just read this little clip I've got here, which says on Wednesday, I'll try and make it a little bit bigger like this. Let's just do this. On Wednesday, on the 7th of September 2022, at approximately 16:07 hours, I responded to a call for a domestic dispute at 535 Buckhalter Road. Upon my arrival, I made contact with the complainant, identified as Leilani Simon. Leilani said her and her mother had an altercation regarding some clothes that were in the wash. Leilani said she removed the clothes so that her mother could use the washer. Leilani said they had a disagreement verbally about how things were, and she said her mother got in her face and shoved her. Leilani said she hit a wall and felt that her elbow was red from the wall. Leilani said her two kids were around and she called to put a stop to the issues between her and her mom, as she did not want her kids around that. Leilani's elbow was red, however, there was no signs of bruising. I made contact with the mother, identified as Billy Howell. Miss Howell said she was having issues with her daughter, as she said she wanted to use her washer and it was in use. Miss Howell said she was frustrated as she takes care of the household and pays for all the bills. Miss Howell said her daughter lives there too, two kids and the daughter's boyfriend. Miss Howell said she got in an argument with her daughter, Leilani, and said that after her daughter screamed at the top of her lungs in her face, she shoved her. And the screaming continues, you guys. So Leilani said she was on probation and did not want the conflict to escalate, and said that that was why she called. Leilani said she did not want her mother to face charges. She was advised she could go to the courthouse and attempt to get warrants taken out if she wished. Leilani said she understood. Miss Howell's son came to pick her up to remove her from the situation. Miss Howell agreed to separate from the situation for some time to avoid conflict. Miss Howell said she may have to evict them. Miss Howell's son advised that his mother was tired, as he said the daughter has a history of stealing from the mother and buying drugs with that money, and says the problem goes back very far. Miss Howell left the scene with her son for at least I'm back. And I'm back. Beautiful. So, okay, hold on. I hope everything will be okay now. So annoying when this happens. Okay, so let's just go back. Right. Are you guys good? Okay, so we've looked at that. So we've read that whole thing, right? Okay, so let's continue on. So now That was September 7th. So then on September 8th, 2022, Billy Joe Howell wants her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend to move out of her home. She apparently has full legal custody of Leilani's kids. Okay? So then she filed for eviction. So I hope you're getting the story straight. So there's this house. There's the grandmother and her husband, the Quinton's grandmother. Then Leilani and her boyfriend and another brother who lives there. And then Quinton, his brother and sister, right? So the grandmother, whose house it is, files for eviction. On September 16th, Leilani and Danny or Daniel, her boyfriend, find out about the eviction, but they did not want to leave. Then this takes us to Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Leilani hears that she's lost a child support, child support battle. So I've got the documents here. I'm not going to read through all of them now. I just wanted you to know some of the important things in the timeline leading up to this little boy's disappearance, right? Joe Tracy says, I want to cry every time I see his picture. I know, he's the sweetest thing. All right. So what we can see in the little picture on this is the picture of Quinton. Next to him is a picture of the eviction notice that was legally filed from Billy Joe to say, like, literally get out my house. And then on the right hand side, we've got this child support battle that Leilani lost. And this was filed on October 5th, 2022. So that's when she found out she lost the battle. And that's the same day that he went missing. So that's a red flag. This happened in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. Now let's look at the timeline of that day. So on that day already, I don't know at what time, but Leilani finds out she's lost the custody battle, right? So at 5:29 a.m. Now this is the biggest red flag in this entire case. At 5:29 a.m., Diana, the babysitter, gets a text message. Now I wrote there from Danny or Leilani because there's different reports from different people. The grandmother will say one thing, the babysitter will say one thing, the police say another. So, but from either Leilani, Quinton's mother, or her boyfriend. They text the babysitter to say she would not need to babysit that day. She found it quite odd because even though Leilani was off from work that day, she said that she would drop them off anyway. She would look after the kids no matter what. So she found that very strange to get a message. Why is it glitching out like that? Sorry. Are we okay? So 5:29 a.m. she gets a text. And she finds it odd because normally they would already be dropped off around 6. But now the thing is, if you hear the police reports, if you hear the police chief talking, he literally says that Danny, who left for work at 6 a.m., says when he left for work at 6, that's the last time he saw him. So that's strange, right? Because he's like, nope, that's the last time he saw him. And there's varying stories. Sometimes they say Leilani changes the story a lot. He was in his playpen. He was outside. He was all kinds of stuff. She saw him the day before at 6 p.m. Her story changes a lot. So that is a concern. So anyway, at 6 a.m., Danny leaves for work and it's the last time Quinton's seen. And then at 9 a.m., Diana receives a text message from Billy Joe Howell to ask if she's seen Quinton. So now the babysitter's like, no, I haven't. And actually, they canceled on me. So no. Then the babysitter rushes over to the home and offers to help look for him. And Leilani and Danny say, we don't need help. We've already looked. Because she's like, maybe we could look in the closet. Maybe they were playing hide and seek or something. And they said, no, we've already looked. But she said it was very cold, very stern, like, oh, wow, okay, back off. So anyway, she's like, well, have you called the police? They said, no, they haven't yet. And then at 9:42 a.m., the 911 call is made. So, wow. Leilani also said when she woke up, because she says she woke up later. Danny left at 6, saw the child in the playpen, so that would be Quinton. And he leaves, according to his story. Leilani's still sleeping. She wakes up later. She sees the doors open and he's gone. But yet again, the police, I'm saying again, because this case is one of those where people say one thing and something else is happening because the police say they are not treating this as an abduction, right? Because there's no evidence of that. And so there is no Amber Alert. Come on, this is my sexy voice. Emma says, you sound pearly, G. Don't overdo it. I'm good. I'm okay, guys. I do have a cold, but I'm okay. No, she didn't call the cops immediately. In fact, she waited over 3 hours. So that's a huge red flag. And she only waited for the babysitter to say, have you called the cops? And she's like, actually, no. Actually, no. Should I? Okay, I'll call. And then she called 911. All right. Yes, Marie says, eat some raw garlic to help your cold. I know it's a bit disgusting, but it's nature. I will. I will eat raw garlic. I will eat honey, lemon. I've got a quinoa for. I got everything, guys. But if you want to buy me a coffee, I might need that. Sis, Rob. This is my nasally pilot voice. Ladies and gentlemen. How do I sound, guys? How do I sound? Don't laugh at me. I'm still here with you guys. Oh, by the way, I'm showing you this pool because that's apparently what's happening right now. Let me go to Twitter quickly and show you. Wait for it. Let's go remove. Let's remove this. So that's the timeline, right? Let me share my screen with you so that you can see this. Say. That's the sound of the pool being drained. So if I just take the sound off here, investigators are back at the home where Quinton Simon, was last seen. You can hear the sound of a pump running. It's very clear they are draining the family's backyard pool. There are at least 11 police officers or police cars here. So that's right now. That's what's happening right now. Thanks for the coffee, Mike. Daughter of Scotland says bottle of Jack Daniels should do the trick. Come on, Scotland. Jack Daniels in Scott. Is it? Is it Scott? I got Lefroy here, if that helps. I was going to say, but people might frown upon that. But there's nothing a tiny little bit of whiskey can't fix, hey? Just get that throat real nice. Nice, guys. I'm just happy to be here with you and bring you this case because I didn't want to wait any longer. I've been trying for a while. All right, so I think what do you want to look at first? I feel like, should we look at the press conference from now and then work our way backwards, right? So just hold on 1 second. Let me find it for you. Yes, so this is what the press conference says from today. Let's make sure we boost the sound because I already don't trust press conference sound. Here we go. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to make it full. Yeah. There you go. Sorry. You say, why does it say she's got 2 kids living in the house, grandma's evicting them, and her child's missing? That was in September, so I do wonder, when they say infant, there's an infant child there too. I wonder when that child was born, because it's like September, that's like last month, right? So maybe that's why. Maybe she was pregnant at the time. I also wondered. Yeah, there is an argument between parents recorded. Cinema Shogun has actually been reporting on this case a lot. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Lex, thank you so much. Hope you feel better, G. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so let's watch this.
As we continue our search for Quinton Simon, I want to update you on our aggressive efforts to find him. I want to assure everyone that we are continuing to use every investigative resource available.
Can you guys hear? I think we should boost it a bit more. More, please. Volume booster. Go. Maybe it's just my ears.
For us to locate little Quinton. We have conducted multiple interviews, executed multiple search warrants, and we've canvassed numerous specific geographic areas. The day Quinton was reported.
So let's listen carefully. Jessica says, I press it with reasonable sound. Really not. It's really not a miracle. I've had to boost it twice now. I have a booster, so that's what I do for you guys so that you can hear nicely because it's so annoying, right? Also, welcome to all members. So let's just go back a little second. Here we go. Whenever you're
As we continue our search for Quinton Simon, I want to update you on our aggressive efforts to find him. I want to assure everyone that we are continuing to use every investigative resource available for us to locate little Quinton. We have conducted multiple interviews, executed multiple search warrants, and we've canvassed numerous specific geographic areas. The day Quinton was reported missing, we requested the assistance of the FBI. They responded immediately and have been on the scene with our officers since that time. Today, there are more than 40 FBI agents and personnel on the ground in Chatham County working with our department to find Quinton. This includes all agents assigned to the Savannah and Brunswick resident agencies and professional staff, agents from other FBI offices, including members of the Child Abduction and Rapid Deployment Unit, and other subject matter experts. They have been continuously working with Chatham County Police Department for the last 5 days. We believe with the continued assistance of the FBI, we will have a resolution to this case. We understand that people far beyond Chatham County have become emotionally invested in this incident and the search for Quinton, and they want answers. We are committed to finding those answers, and we are committed to finding Quinton. With that said, I'll be happy to answer a few questions if you.
This has been going on for about 5 days now, and I think everybody is kind of moving towards worst case scenarios. At what point, do you say that there's some criminal aspect to what's going on?
Yes, and that's a very good and that's a very fair question. We're looking at it from multiple fronts, and one of it being a criminal investigation, as well as a missing child at this point. We don't have anything confirmed, so we can't say anything absolutely. But it is fair to say that our efforts and the cooperation with the FBI, and then providing an abundance of resources to us, that we are looking at the criminal investigation aspect of it as well.
Chief, how are you looking at the criminal investigation? What people are you looking into? Is it turning towards family members or?
Everybody is being looked at. Everybody is being interviewed. Everybody that had contact with Quinton in the most recent time of his disappearance is being looked at, is being interviewed. And that's an enormous amount of work, obviously, that takes. And we are continuing to do everything that we can do to gather evidence if it's there. We have to follow, obviously, an investigative process. We have to follow the law. We have to get search warrants. I know there's a lot of interest out there and probably some chatter of why haven't you done this and why haven't you done that? Well, we have a constitution to follow. We have the law to follow, because we want to make sure we get it right. We want to make sure we do this as professionally and as expertly as we can. So and I say if, we have to prosecute anyone in this case, that we've done it right, that we don't lose evidence in an evidentiary hearing or anything like that. So we continue to work diligently, but we're going to work within the framework that we have to work in.
What are the updates in the areas being searched? Where is it gone from? Where are you searching now?
Well, we went back today and researched the home in which he was last at, trying to redouble our efforts and to kind of scrub, no pun intended, with scrub the area and make sure that we didn't miss anything.
We saw FBI agents outside the home. What was the purpose of them being there?
They're there to help us. It's a Chatham County Police Department investigation. They are here in a support role, and I can't thank them enough. You don't bring 40 people, and some from all over the country, without an enormous amount of effort and expense. Those agents left their homes and left their families to come here and help Chatham County look for little Quinton. And I can't be any more appreciative of that.
But Chief, we filed open records request for the 911 call for the body camera video from that initial response. It was denied today, and originally they said it was because it was a criminal investigation. The county attorney kind of backtracked and then gave us the law that you usually use in a criminal investigation. Why don't you want that out there? Why don't you want the public to hear this mother call 911?
We have to protect the integrity of the investigation, and that's first and foremost. I certainly understand people's interest in this case, your interest in this case, and I can appreciate that. But my responsibility and our responsibility is to do a professional investigation, that we don't do anything that impedes that we don't do anything that tarnishes the integrity of the investigation. And that's my sole responsibility for that.
Have any of the family members, are they still being cooperative, especially this mother, and have any of them told you that they don't want to talk anymore because they got lawyers?
I can't answer that question.
Chief, where are Leilani and Daniel right now? They are the parents and the boyfriend of this young boy, but we haven't seen them pleading to the public for help.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they right now?
I don't know where they are currently at this time. I do believe they've been staying at the residence, but I don't physically right now, as I'm talking to you, I don't know where they're.
Do you know why it is that we have not seen them? They're not talking to us. They're not pleading to get their child back.
I don't have an answer for that.
There's
From the
an
start of
increase
the
of activity in the area this morning. Chatham County Fire, FBI at the house, a couple of what's like unmarked police vehicles. Is there a reason for increased activity today after kind of a drop off, at least at the house over the weekend?
As I just stated earlier, we were searching that residence again this morning.
I have a quick question for you, Chief. And this point in
And
the
then she has a
investigation, I know you can't speak specifically, but in cases like this, so you exhaust your first search, and now you're back into researching some of those, you said, targeted areas over the weekend. What happens next if no one's giving you tips, if there's no piece of evidence that changes this case? How long do you exhaust this, and then what do your investigators do after today? Well, after today, I anticipate us working at least throughout the week. At some point, if I'm following your train of logic, that we may have to sit down and reevaluate where we're at. If we've exhausted everything that we think that we can do, if we ask ourselves that question and we think there's nothing else for us to do at this moment, then we got to sit down and reevaluate. But we're a long ways away from that.
Just from the start of the process of the investigation, now going on to Monday, do you feel like you all have gotten further along in the process and come to some sort of conclusion?
I do.
What makes you believe that, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't get any specifics of the case.
How you guys do it? This has got to be exhausting. You can tell that you look tired. How you investigators do it? This is a tough case. Thank you. Thanks for that question. I appreciate that. They're tired, but they're determined, and I couldn't be any prouder of them. They have worked 18-hour days since last Wednesday morning, along with the FBI and everybody else. They are all hands on deck. They are committed. They are working hard to try to bring a resolution to this case and find a little Quinton. But thank you for asking. And
I appreciate it.
Springboard off of that, that sounds like you're stating now, you're saying that you guys will find out what happened.
I believe we will. I do.
Chief, you set up a tip, or your department set up a tip number over the weekend. Have y'all received any tips from it so far?
I believe we've received some, but we have to verify those, whether or not they're accurate, whether or not we can, follow up on any of that information. I don't have anything of substance. So I got one more question from you.
Yeah, the words right out of my mouth.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for asking about our detectives. And I promise when we get something to report, we'll report it back out to you. Thank you so much.
Let me ask you just one more question. Has there been any contact with Quinton's biological father?
We have had contact with him, yes.
Is he at all, is he a suspect in this case? Has he been cleared?
He's not a suspect in this case.
Got it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you hear me, guys? That was today's press conference. Wow. And as Mabel pointed out, isn't it odd that the boyfriend's like, yep, left for work at 6, but by 9 o'clock when the babysitter comes over, he's there again? Because he's telling her, we don't need help to look at him. So I don't know why my screen is like glitching out like that. It's really weird. I'm so sorry. So also, some people were sharing in the chat that Quinton's mom was giving the boys, but more specifically Zane, the older brother, I think he's only older by about a year, NyQuil, cough syrup, and melatonin to help him sleep, which sounds like quite a mix. And then some people were asking in the chat during this press conference, what time would the sitter normally arrive? She didn't arrive because this family dropped the kids off at the sitter's house. So even though she's a babysitter, it's not the usual arrangement of her coming to the house to babysit. They would drop the kids off at her house for the day. So there's that as well. All right. So let me just thank you all for being here. I put subscribers only mode on because once we get to 1,000 viewers or so, naughty bots roll in. We can't call them trolls. It's just naughty bots with naughty links and things. So I just put it on subscribers only mode. You only have to subscribe for 1 minute and then you can chat here with us. So there's that as well. And let's see what else we got here. I would like to find... Look how the screen like glitches. What the hell is that? My goodness. Okay, hold on. I'll find the babysitter one. And we can look at the map as well. So just hold on. Let's listen to what the babysitter said if we can. Where is it now? Hello. Yeah, this the screen also has a cold. Oh man. Yes, naughty bots. The screen's having sympathy for me. Oh, you guys are so funny. Okay, so hold on. What I want to show you quickly would, of course, be this. Let's go like, yeah. So let's play the song, shall we? All right, so here I am above the house just so you can see it. A little bit of map time, and then I'll go find the babysitter's interviews and things like that. All right, so it is 535 Buckhalter Road. I drove up and down a little bit looking for it. So this is the house. This is the pool that they are currently draining. So let's have a 3D view of it. You can see there. So this is in Georgia. It's West Savannah, Georgia. So if we put the little man here, we'll be able to see the house from the front. All right, buckle up, everybody. So this is the house, and this is where Billy Joe, Quinton's grandmother, her husband, okay, then Billy's daughter and boyfriend, which is Quinton's mother, and Quinton's brother, his brother, and his infant sister, they all live in this house, and on and off, another brother of Leilani's. All right. So yes, hot toddy for a cold is hot Irish whiskey, honey club. Exact. I like that. Very nice. Babysitter got the text at 5:29 a.m. that she did not need help. Exactly. We've gone over that with our presentation time. So thank you for being here, everyone. If you missed the presentation time, we've gone over the timeline and everything. And for me, the biggest red flag is the 5:29 a.m. text. Because even though there were reports initially of Quinton's mother saying that she last saw him at 6 p.m. the day before, your son at all, right? But then the new thing now, the new story is no, the last time that they saw him was at 6 in the morning when Danny left for work. He says Leilani was still sleeping. But yeah, she's got all kinds of other stories as well. But the biggest red flag is, okay, if now the story is you last saw him at 6 in the morning, why did you text the babysitter at 5:29 to say, we don't need you to babysit today, okay? And then at 6 you see him, apparently, but then he goes missing. And then you only call the police, call 911 at 9:42 a.m.? So much later? And only because the babysitter suggested? Marie. Thank you. This is my new nasal sound. It's nasal time. Are you guys okay? You say, sorry, I'm late. I hope you are. We're looking at the case of Quinton Simon, a 20-month-old toddler who is missing. So I'm just going to put this one up here for you so you guys can see it quickly. This would be Quinton Simon, missing since October 5th, 2022, from Buckhalter Road, West Savannah, Georgia. He's 20 months old, and he was last seen wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. You can call the Chatham County Police Department 912-667-3134 if you have any information that could lead to bringing this little boy home. Okay, so this is the home. When people in this area are driving past and walking past right now, there's a lot of very loud shouting coming from this house, which I would assume could be between Billy Joe, the owner of the house. I think she's the owner, I'm not sure, but the matriarch of the house, shouting between her and Leilani, her daughter. It's probably her daughter shouting, yeah. Yeah, these are good questions, not accusations we can ask, and that's okay. We need answers. Exactly. So this is the house, and wow, I mean, now they're saying kind of the door was open. He must have just left, but yet the police say we are not. This is not an abduction case. There's no evidence of an abduction, and they've sadly been looking in the woods, in dumpsters. They've got horses. They've had dogs out there. It's very, very Summer Wellsy feeling at this point, which is quite scary to think about. Grandma Pan says a 20-month-old cannot travel far at all on foot. No way did he walk out of that house, right? Oh, man. The babysitter took care of Quinton even when the bio mom and boyfriend was home. Exactly. Except that day. Yes. So I just wanted, yeah, this is the house. So if I just escape out of here, you could see it from the top. This would be the pool that they're busy emptying right now. There's 11 police cars there right now at the property. Draining the pool. So that's a scary thought. So if we just look out, here's Hunter Army Airfield. What else we got? I mean, I'm just zooming out quite a bit so you can see where we're at. Let's face north again. So there you go. Savannah, Georgia, and it's West Savannah, Georgia. Fiona, thank you so much. From New Zealand. Thank you. Thank you, Copper Horse. Yeah, if we could censor names of things like that. Of rugs. Yeah, so much green land around the house. Why would they only pick on one child? I don't know, but let me tell you this. Well, maybe I can speculate, okay? Leilani has 3 children. All 3 have different fathers. She was in a child support battle to get child support for Quinton. The day that he went missing is the day that she found out she'd lost her custody, or sorry, not custody, her child support battle. So it would then be something like, oh well, this is a liability. You know? I'm not trying to say it, just I'm trying to think, what would it be from? Like, how could it be out of all 3 children, why is Quinton missing? Many possibilities. Maybe he really did walk out the front door. Maybe he was abducted. Not that they're treating it as such, and they said there's no evidence of an abduction, right? But the timing of everything is very strange. The text to the babysitter, the eviction notice, they were supposed to leave any minute now. And then on top of that, also the child support battle. Those are some scary red flags to consider. So yes, I hope that now we looked at the map time and we lost our place. So that's okay, but you saw the house. You saw it, right? Okay, so let me make myself bigger again. Right, so now what I want to find is the babysitter's. Where's the babysitter interview? I'm trying to find it. I had it earlier. Interesting. How's she trying to get child support when she doesn't have custody? That's another thing. Hair, right? Quinton Simon. Babysitter. I'm trying to find the interview. Where is it? In the meantime, let me show you this. So this is Quinton's grandmother and her husband. So Leilani's mother, Quinton's mother, and stepfather. All right.
Left right then. I got here about 3 o'clock yesterday,
And I got here about 3:30 in the morning.
it's been crazy. I mean, we don't know nothing. Whether it's the answers we want to hear or answers we don't want to hear, we just want to know something. My concern is him, and that's all it is. I mean, we concerned with his well-being.
I know everybody worked really hard yesterday, but
And
I
we
want them to
yeah,
keep working hard.
And we appreciate everything that everybody has done, all the people that's come out and searched for him and all that. And he's always smiling. He's a happy kid. I mean, you get some kids but he always had a big smile on his face, and he was always happy.
Let me ask you, why are you getting emotional?
Because he's not here. He's just a baby. And I want him home. He's just a baby. Leilani's my daughter. She's 22. She hasn't always done the right things. And sometimes she does really great, and sometimes she doesn't. And
She says, Leilani, sometimes she does really great and sometimes she doesn't.
I don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to believe,
mean,
because I don't think anybody ever believes that this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or if I don't.
I mean,
She says there, I don't know if I can trust her. I mean, these are also red flags. It's not like only us in the true crime community are looking at some red flags and saying we don't trust what's going on here. Leilani's own mother says she doesn't trust her right now. She says, I don't know if I can trust her. Look.
I think anybody ever believes that this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or if I don't.
I mean,
I just know I'm hurting, and I want this baby home.
We want
He's my
answers, and
baby.
we don't have answers.
Just
No,
thank
not
you
right
to
now.
everybody
Yeah,
that's helped.
Thank
And,
you for everybody that's looked for him,
and please don't stop looking.
yeah, like I said, we want answers. We want to find him. That's the answer we want, is somebody found him. You know, we're still hoping and praying, and we wish everybody to pray for him. Pray for us.
Yes.
Mm. Wow. Sherry says, Grandma knows. I also wonder, someone was asking, where was the older brother, Zane, and the infant child? Probably in the home, and I don't know. You know, what was everyone doing? Heidi says, I feel really bad for grandmas put in this kind of position. Yeah. Now, has Leilani done an interview? No. Leilani and her boyfriend are not on camera at all. No interviews. We've had the grandmother, as you can see here on screen. This would be Quinton's grandmother and step-grandfather. So Leilani's mother and stepfather, right? And we've had the babysitter have a live stream and an interview. But Leilani and her boyfriend are avoiding the cameras. Maybe that's a good thing right now. Right? So if we go to this one, here's an interview with a babysitter.
This morning played out with this family and the babysitter who was originally supposed to be at this home this morning. News 3 Brian Gallagher also here with me at this scene tonight with those details.
Thank you, Brett. Earlier tonight, I talked with the toddler's babysitter. She is sharing her concerns tonight. It's an interview you will only see on WSAV News 3.
I am been keeping Quinton and Zane for 6 months. I kept them yesterday, and they went home last night.
Diana McCarta says she babysits little Quinton and his siblings and was supposed to watch them this morning. She says she was confused as to why plans would change so suddenly.
I got a text this morning saying that they would not be here. I would not be babysitting them at 5:29, which was kind of odd because I have them even when she doesn't work.
30 minutes later, 6 a.m. was the last reported sighting of Quinton, according to police. Diana says other family members asked her where Quinton might be.
And then I get a text at 9 o'clock saying, have I seen Quinton? I immediately go to their house. I try to help them look. They didn't want that. So I've just been waiting around like everybody else.
Diana and other neighbors are shocked by the news and wonder what could have happened to little Quinton.
My heart is broken. I'm not his mother, I'm not his family, but I love him very much. And I just don't know what could happen. The police did a really good job of looking. And where does a 1-year-old go? They've covered a lot of ground.
And they started with, the police line, do not cross tape, but later I saw they had crime scene tape around there. They've also served search warrants at the house, and they were there. They're still there right now, of course. I mean, today is October. What's the date, guys? Is it the 10th? Yeah. And they're there right now, draining the pool. Yep. So let's have a look at this one as well. This was October 6th. Chatham County Police Chief gave update on missing toddler search. So this was obviously before today's press conference. I want to show you this one because it's interesting to hear the timeline, right? Because before this, it was reported from all the articles I'd seen, because I've been following this case for a few days, right? That, so Leilani saw her son last at 6 p.m. the night before, but then now here it was like, nope, it's 6 a.m. the next day. But I'm like, whoa, what about the text though, right? So let's have a look at this one. Might need to boost this.
Good. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Chief Jeff Halley with the Chatham County Police Department, and we wanted to provide everyone with an update to the extent that we can on the missing Quinton Simon. We have yet to locate little Quinton. We continue to investigate this incident. We've got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phones and things of that nature to try to bring this case to a conclusion. It still remains a missing child investigation at this point until we reach a different conclusion based on any evidence that we may find or any updates or developments that we may occur here today. Just to kind of recap what we have done, as you know, we had aviation out here yesterday all day or half of the day, providing air support. We had mounted patrol from Savannah Police Department, which we sincerely appreciate. We had SEMA and the volunteers doing a grid search, an area search, looking for little Quinton. And as of this morning, we still have yet to locate him. So a lot of work to do. Our investigators are working extremely hard. They were here till 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and then came back in at 8 o'clock for a briefing, and are out here this morning continuing to investigate. So that is unfortunately all the update, substantive update that we have here this morning. I'd be happy to answer a few questions that you may have, and we'll go from there.
Sorry, I try to boost the sound a lot. I'm sorry if it's not loud enough.
Chief, is foul play suspected at all in this disappearance?
As of
The question was, is foul play suspected at all?
this time, we have not had any evidence to lead us to believe foul play, but everything's on the table, honestly. So we're looking at this from many different angles. We're getting all the technology that we can, looking for cameras that were in the area, things of that nature. So, but as of this interview, we don't have anything of substance that would lead us to believe that. It's still a missing child investigation.
Do you know why it took 3 hours to report the child missing?
I don't know. It took 3 hours to report to the police. I haven't gotten into that level of detail when the mother noticed the child was missing. The only information that I have is that the boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m. The mother woke up at some other time later.
And that, what he just said there, conflicts with a lot of stories that she's telling now. She's changed her stories so many times, which is always, of course, a red flag when it comes to your child going missing, who you don't even have legal custody of, even though you don't have legal custody of your own children, your mother does. You're still fighting for child support, and then you lose that battle. Then your mother wants to evict you, but now you're changing your story all the time. Wow.
And then reported the child missing at 9:39. I believe the call came into 911. So the time difference and whatnot, I'm not privy to that level of detail at this second.
From what I understand, much of the morning, specifically when it did start getting light out, police weren't out there. Only recently now police are. So why wait, in the precious hours of daylight in the morning to have police out there?
Please restate your question. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
From what I understood from a reporter on scene, or one of our
So what they're asking now is, why did it take us so long to report him missing?
There was much of daylight time this morning where police weren't out there. Kind of took a little bit. Can you kind of explain?
This morning?
Yeah.
So, well, we had conducted our area grid search yesterday. So we didn't believe that we had exhausted that geographic area where we felt perhaps if he wandered away that he would be in that area. So we wanted to regroup this morning. We were out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now we're narrowing it down to other small geographic areas, seeing if that would yield, finding Quinton. So we just felt that we had exhausted all of our geographic coverage area with what we did yesterday with the aviation, with the mounted patrol, with our drone, and we didn't feel.
Yes, the FBI is on this case. They've got multiple agencies, the FBI, they've had horses, drones, dogs, searchers, everything. They're doing their level best every day since he's been missing October 5th, 2022, to find him.
Feel that would yield anything to be back at that exact location this morning.
How are the parents doing at this point from your perspective?
Well, I haven't talked to them personally. Obviously, they have been working with our detectives. I can only assume that they're, at this point, they're victims. They are dealing with the loss of a child.
Oh, that must be difficult, right? Yeah, I get it, though. They're dealing with the loss of a child. KY Mojo says boyfriend. So this is not correct. The boyfriend sent a text to the babysitter at 5:29 a.m., but then it was actually Billy Joe that texted the babysitter at 9 a.m. So we covered that in the beginning. If you missed it, you guys, I hope that you'll watch from the beginning because we did a whole presentation looking at the timeline of everything that happened on this day. Then we looked at the latest press conference, and now we're looking at the press conference from a few days before. And we also looked at the interview with Quinton's grandmother and step-grandfather. And then we're going to look at what the babysitter also said because that was interesting.
Worrying and wondering where he may be at. And so, as any of us, if we were in that position, I would be terrified. Having 6 children of my own, if one of my children were missing, I'd be a mess, quite frankly.
And then follow up to that, does Quinton have any siblings? Are there any other brothers or sisters?
I believe there is an older sibling, maybe a year older or so. I think.
Sorry to pause the whole time. Ultradox CEO says, Giz, you said the mother changed her story. Who did she change her story to? Police. That's a good question. I'm not sure to who. I just see it all in all these articles from the New York Post to Fox News to all these. It keeps changing. So I followed this case since the day it happened. I just haven't had the time to bring it until today. And I wanted it yesterday, but I'm finding this cold, right? And so following it the whole time, the story changes the whole time. So I don't know if reporters are talking to her or what on Facebook, of course, which you can't trust Facebook 100%, of course not. But on Facebook, they're getting collections of all these different things that she's saying. So that's interesting as well. But she's not doing any video interviews from what we can see.
I think it's a boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
So the FBI was there yesterday to help. Is that customary, or were there certain aspects of the case that they thought it was necessary for them to come in, and will they continue to help with the investigation?
They will continue to help with the investigation. In this type, because it's a missing child, but there's also a potential it could have been abducted. Obviously, that falls within their wheelhouse. They're a great organization to work with. They have an enormous amount of resources that necessarily local law enforcement doesn't have, and their willingness to step in, provide additional manpower, as well as the resources that they have, which it is welcomed beyond belief. So, but because it's a missing and could be an abducted child, that's where it falls within their wheelhouse.
Do you believe Quinton to still be alive?
I hope he's still alive. We don't know. We don't have any information to believe he's not. But statistically, we know, how these cases may end up. So we're going to hold out hope that he's still alive, that we can find him and bring him home safe to his parents. But we'll continue to look at all angles and exhaust all investigative avenues.
What would be the indicators that would push it into an abduction? Like, what would be sort of the cases or the evidence you would need for it to go into an abduction type of investigation or something like that?
Well, if we receive some tip from.
Lockdown with April C. That's the thing. You say, I heard directly from the babysitter. She told the grandmother and the daughter hadn't even called the police. She states the boyfriend is the one for both texts at 5:29 and 9. She does. And that's what's interesting. We have to look at everything in this case, right? So we've looked at the interview with the grandmother and the step and her husband, right? So the step grandfather. So that is the thing. There's different stories everywhere, especially with when he was last seen and with these text messages. So the one at 5:29 a.m. At least we know that one says from the boyfriend, but on that interview we just watched with the babysitter, they say that Leilani sent the text. So there's a difference. Then the 9 a.m. one, sometimes it's reported as a call, sometimes it's reported as a text, and the police and the grandmother said that they called. The grandmother called at 9 a.m., called the babysitter. Sometimes they say texted the babysitter. So there are a lot of discrepancies right now, and that's the point. We gotta look at all of it. There's a lot of gray area in this case, and a lot of red flags. That, as Cinema Shogun said, which I'll show you his channel in a moment, because I can't find the babysitter's interview on Facebook now. It looks like it's been deleted, but he's got it there on his channel, so I'll show you that. But he's like, the red flags are literally slapping you in the face, like literally. It's not just even saying "ooh, red flags." It's like these red flags are like like slapping your cheeks, right? So yeah, I hope that makes sense, you guys. That's the point. Take notes, listen to everything. Who says what? When was a text? When was a call? Was it two texts? Was it a text and a call? It does seem like everyone confirms 5:29 a.m. was a text. Now, whether that's from Danny or Leilani, I don't know. It would make more sense if it's from Leilani, which is what the babysitter said. That makes sense. Then this 9 a.m. call. Was it from Danny? Was it from Leilani? Interesting, right? Okay, so let's finish this up, and then we'll look at the
In the
babysitter.
community that was substantive, that we could verify, that would lead us to that conclusion. If there was any type of video evidence or cell phone evidence that would lead us to believe in that that it would be that. So that would is what that would be. And let me say, I'm sorry I didn't mention, if anyone has information on Quinton Simon's disappearance, they can get on Chatham County Police Department Crime Tips on our website and put that information in there. They can also call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020 with any information that they may have.
Have y'all been getting any tips?
I'm not aware of any at this point.
It's my understanding that father.
Good point, Laura. That's true. The grandmother, Billy, is now accusing the babysitter of stealing Quinton. It's awful. I trust the sitter. We're going to look at the sitter's interview or her live stream. We saw her interview. Now we're going to look at her live stream after this. And it is interesting that, yes, Leilani's mother ran into, like, went on over to the babysitter's house, walked in there, and was accusing her of selling Quinton. Yeah, this case. Oh my goodness. Babysitter said both had multiple phones. Why? Oh boy.
Lived north of here, and was not in town when this all started happening. Is he here now?
That's correct, Joy Jones.
I'm not sure if he is here now. It is my understanding that he did live north of here and he was not here during the time of his disappearance.
Do you all have a search warrant for the home that they lived in?
We did obtain a search warrant for the home. We're also obtaining other search warrants as of today.
Lots of search warrants. Joy Jones says, did I hear it that he's named after his uncle who's in for murder? Yep. Leilani's other brother is in jail for a murder he committed. I think it was in 2011. I stand corrected. In my brain, it says 2011. That's what I've stored in there with this case. Is that correct? But yeah, he committed a murder, and apparently little Quinton was named after him, that's already quite odd, right?
And we'll continue to execute those once we're able to secure those.
Do you know where those other search warrants were?
I do not.
What's kind of the plan for today in terms of the investigation?
Well, what I want to do is let the investigators do their work today, obtain those search warrants, execute those in a timely manner, probably reassess sometime later today and see where we may need to pivot this investigation. If anything, Any information comes out today that yields a different result, leads us in a different direction. But we'll regroup later on today. I want to give my investigators space to go on and do their job. They don't need me in their face every 5 seconds asking them 100 questions. They're very capable, along with the FBI, and we're going to work diligently till we come to a conclusion.
Have you talked with the mother?
I have not, ma'am.
Okay, so that's what we got there. Then I also want to show you the house quickly. So this is, I found these photos of the house. So let's do it like this. This is the house, which we also looked at on the maps. This is in West Savannah, Georgia. Just showing you all the areas of the house. All right, here's the pool that they're busy draining. Like that. Inside the house. These photos are from, I believe, 2019. But still, you could just see at least the structure and everything, right? Caroline says another horror story speculation. Jailed murderer pissed off someone in prison who took the same name child as payback. Oh, heading into foil hat, but not totally impossible, eh? Yeah. The kitchen. So they have executed search warrants at this home. It's quite sizable, huh? That's true. He could have been, Susie Mack says, Quinton could have been missing from the evening before. That's over 12 hours before reported missing. Yep. I just want to go through these pictures a little bit quicker because the babysitter's live stream was like 24 minutes. And I want to show you that. And I'm just hanging in there with my cold. I should change my buy me a coffee to buy me a hot toddy. Okay, so there's the layout of the house as well. All right, so we've looked at all of that. Now, what I want to do, let's just quickly take this off here. Wait 1 second, and we go to... Got my friend Cinema Shogun here. Videos. Quinton Simon's family has a really shady past, so he went over that. And I want to see the one. Babysitter. I think it's this one.
What's up, it's Cinema?
Cinema Shogun! Nope, it's not this one. It's not, it's not this one. Wait. Yeah.
What's up, it's
Cinema Shogun here. If you guys don't know who Cinema
Cinema
Shogun is.
Shogun here,
This is
and
him.
unfortunately, there are no real updates in the search for Quinton.
So what we're gonna do, Cinema, I can't find this interview with a babysitter on Facebook. It looks like it's been deleted. So I'm gonna play it here. Everybody, make sure you go subscribe to Cinema Shogun. Okay? He's been covering this case for days since it happened. Okay, so go check it out. I'm also a member. Lockdown with April. Member buddies. Okay. I'm not a member of many channels at all. I think it's like 2 or 3. And I'm a member of cinemas. Yep. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to play this one. This is the babysitter. Let's listen to everything she says. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Here we go.
Good evening to everyone. I came on a little bit early so that people can come on. I'm going to let a few more people come on before I start talking. I come on a little early.
Sorry, let's go fast forward a little bit.
Today that I wanted to, not directly about Quinton, I don't know any more than y'all do know about baby Q. It's just something that happened today that I wanted to get straight, clear the air, stand up for myself, definitely. So what time is it? What time is it? Okay. I got just a few more minutes, guys. I told everybody 8, but I wanted to go ahead and let some people get on.
Sorry, I don't want to miss a thing here with what she says.
Many messages, why I'm not talking out and why I'm not saying nothing. Because I didn't feel like it was my place. I did keep Quinton, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. How I met Billy Joe and Leilani is through a lady that used to go to my church, Miss Sandra. Her and her mother, Miss Audrey, they're very awesome people. And she called me and told me the situation and asked me if I was interested. The next day I got a call from Billy Joe, asking me if I could keep her 2 grandbabies. And I said yes. Going in, I had never met them. I didn't know the situation that was going on with Leilani, Billy Joe, Danny, none of them. I started keeping them, and I didn't know anything at all. And then the more I seen a lot of stuff, and I was concerned. No, I did not call DFACS because I voiced all my questions and concerns to Billy Joe, the grandmother. She told me that she had custody of the boys. I didn't know why. She didn't tell me that. But they were staying with Leilani. Billy Joe worked out of town. So when I started seeing things that wasn't quite right, I would call Billy Joe and I would tell her. I would text her. She didn't answer. She was at work. She'd text me back and she'd say, okay, I'm going to talk to Leilani. Several times the boys were outside. One particular morning, they were outside in the ditch. My daughter seen them and come running in. We went down there. Leilani was nowhere in sight. I called Billy Joe. She got in contact with Leilani. Leilani was home. She was just in the house somewhere. They would drop them off with no diapers. They would drop them off with no pull-ups. And when the baby came, Sky, they wouldn't send no milk. 2 days, I had to call Danny because Leilani wouldn't answer me, which is her fiance, to bring me milk for Sky. I kept texting Billy Joe. My daughter took pictures and sent them to Billy Joe of Quinton having bruises. Everything that I'm telling you can be backed up. This is not hearsay. This is not.
She got a lot of notifications and bells going off her. I hope you can hear everything. I hope everything's fine. I'm getting this footage from Cinema Shogun. This was from a Facebook Live that the babysitter did. And thankfully, Cinema Shogun has it on his channel because he's been covering this case since it happened. Because I can't find it on Facebook right now. So I'm not sure if it's been deleted or what. But yeah, and bruises. So listen carefully to everything she says because she definitely shares a lot of information. I see some people online are like attacking the babysitter. I'm not too sure why, because I feel like you guys in this whole case, from everything I'm seeing, this is the one person I do believe, you know? Yeah, this is horrifying. All right. Happy moving, Thor. Hope it goes well. And the babysitter lives very close. I think within 15 minutes of the house. Yes. Okay, so here we go.
Me trying to get attention. Who wants to get attention over a baby? We sent her pictures. I sent her multiple texts. She texted me back one day and she said, okay, I'm tired of this. I want you to keep the babies permanently until I can get back home. I told her I would. And I did. So it was about 2 to 3 hours later, she calls me back. She said, well, I'm going to give Leilani a chance. You know, she's a young mother. I've got to be able to try to trust her. She said, I've did a lot of bad things. I got my kids taken away, and I want Leilani, I want her to know that she can do anything she wants to do, and I'm going to support her. So I didn't keep them day and night. Leilani made it clear to me that she didn't want me to keep them like her mother had wanted me to. So I kept them during the day. They dropped them off at between 5:30 and 6. And they picked them up, was supposed to, their schedule was 3:30. But sometimes they worked over and said, her boyfriend would say, text me and say, I need to work a couple extra hours to make up hours. So can you keep them until 6? I would do that. We fed them. We took them places. I love them. They're kids. Like, who's not going to love a kid? So that's a little backstory of how I even met them. Okay, now let's get to the day that this happened. I keep them every day, Monday through Friday. I kept them sometimes at night. At 5:29, they text me. No, I'm sorry. Tuesday afternoon, they went home at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I got up in the morning at 5 o'clock on Wednesday because they usually got here around 5.
So listen carefully to the timeline, okay? Carefully. Listen to this whole timeline now, all right? Someone was saying, wait for it. Sorry, I saw a comment here saying you saw some other footage of an interview. We've covered the interview with a babysitter. She's done a few interviews, so hope you saw that earlier as well. We covered at least one of them. And now we're looking at her own live stream, which this is a lot of information. A lot, okay? So let's listen.
5:30, 6 o'clock. I get a text at 5:29 saying, the kid from Danny, the kids are not coming. Leilani is with them. I put okay. Was it a little unusual? Yes, because even when she was off, I had them. She didn't know that we could see her. They sit on the front porch, but if me and the kids, and my kids too, but mine are basically grown, would go to leave, she would be on the front porch smoking, but she would duck and run inside. So
okay, they live a lot closer than 15 minutes, like super close. Like, it sounds like neighbors, right? Wow. She's talking about seeing her sitting on the porch and ducking in and all that. But Danny sent the message. She says Danny sent a message at 5:29 a.m. to say, we don't need a babysit today. Leilani's got the kids today, right? Okay.
We wouldn't see her. But I had no problem keeping the babies. Was it for money? No, it wasn't. I charged them. I didn't even charge them for Sky. I charged them for the 2 boys, and it was $15 a piece, $30 a day. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I text Danny, okay. Didn't hear nothing back from him. I got up. My husband went to work around 7:30. We was outside. My son also lives on this road, so he was going to work as well around 8:30. From 7:30 until 8:30, we was outside. We did not see Quinton. Nowhere. Okay. So then me and my girls, we go to McDonald's. They wanted McDonald's. I live on Chatham Parkway. The McDonald's is literally right down the road. On our way back, I get a text from Danny. He says, have you seen Quinton?
So here the babysitter says, on our way back from McDonald's, we get a text from Danny. He says, have you seen Quinton? So you see, what's interesting is the police saying and the grandmother saying that the grandmother called the babysitter. That's interesting because it doesn't seem true. If this lady's telling 100% truth, she's got nothing to lose. Why would she lie? Why would she lie about that? She wouldn't, right? So she's saying she got a text from Danny at 5:29 a.m. and she got a text. Was it a text or call now? Hold on. Let's make sure.
So he was going to work as well around 8:30.
Yes.
From 7:30 and
you see, he was going to work around 8:30, but yet the police say that Danny last saw Quinton because he left for work at 6 a.m. So do you see all the lies start piling up, right?
Till 8:30, we was outside. We did not see Quinton. Nowhere. Okay. So then me and my girls, we go to McDonald's.
Okay.
They want a McDonald's. I live on Chatham Parkway. The McDonald's is literally right down the road. On our way back, I get a text from Danny.
Text at 5:29. Text at 9 a.m. I believe the babysitter at this point. Okay, it seems like she's telling the truth out of all of this. So it's interesting with the whole Danny leaving for work at 8:30 a.m. But yet the police are under the impression that Danny left for work at 6, and that's the last time he saw Quinton. Right? Wait. Oh, she's talking about her son. Okay. The thing is, if you listen very carefully to the babysitter, the police, the grandmother, and then just reporters saying what Leilani is saying, even though we haven't seen a video interview, there's a lot of things that are not quite adding up. You know? Yeah, she got up at 5:30, 3 hours silence. And to wait so long to report Quinton missing, if he's missing, if they send a text at 5, we don't need you to babysit anymore, 5:29. But then only call 911 at 9:42. It's just so weird. Okay, sorry. She was talking about her son. Sorry about that. I got a cold. My brain's a little foggy. Thank you guys. I need you today. All right. So her son was going to work. Okay. I'm just going to listen to it one more time here. Here we go.
Leilani is with them. I put okay.
Yeah.
Was it a little unusual? Yes, because even when she was off, I had him. She didn't know that we could see her. They sit on the front porch. But if me and the kids, and my kids too, but mine are basically grown, would go to leave, she would be on the front porch smoking, but she would duck and run inside so we wouldn't see her. But I had no problem keeping the babies. Was it for money? No, it wasn't. I charged them. I didn't even charge them for Sky. I charged them for the 2 boys, and it was $15 a piece, $30 a day. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I text Danny, okay. Didn't hear nothing back from him. I got up. My husband went to work around 7:30. We was outside. My son also lives on this road, so he was going to work as well around 8:30. From 7:30 until 8:30, we was outside. We did not see Quinton. Nowhere. Okay. So then.
So why is that important? From 7:30 to 8:30, they're outside. They don't see Quinton. And Danny claims he last saw him at 6 o'clock when he left for work. Well, that would really minimize the whole abduction theory. The police are not, they're saying there's no evidence of an abduction in any case. But like, if Leilani believes the door was open and he just walked out, he just left. Well, the babysitter was watching that house for a lot of time in the morning, right? All right. So continue on.
Me and my girls, we go to McDonald's. They want a McDonald's. I live on Chatham Parkway. The McDonald's is literally right down the road. On our way back, I get a text from Danny. He says, have you seen Quinton? I said, no, why? Well, immediately I called him. And he said they couldn't find Quinton. Okay. So me and my oldest daughter here with me, we go over there. We get in the car and we go over there. I let my other daughter out. When we get over there, I asked, okay, he's a little boy. He likes to play and seek. He likes to get in my daughter's closet and play. He could be in a closet. He could be in a cabinet. You know, maybe he's playing hide and seek. Me and my daughter help you look. They didn't want that. He stood there. He looked at me with the most coldest look I've ever seen and said, we've already looked.
Note that red flag right there. They are not panicking, not frantic, looking for 20-month-old Quinton. In fact, they look at her, the babysitter, with a cold face when she suggests, maybe we should look in the closet. Maybe he played hide and seek. The cold face looks at them, looks at her and says, we've already looked. Okay?
I said, okay. So I stood there for a minute. And I looked around outside of where I was. Leilani was smoking a cigarette and Danny was standing there.
So I hope you guys are taking notes, okay, in your Grizzly notebooks. If you don't have Grizzly notebooks, be aware there are Grizzly notebooks out there for you to have. Legal Sex says, yet Danny specifically texted her that she didn't have to babysit because the kids weren't coming over. And then, which is so silly, later, Danny texts to say, have you seen Quinton? I mean, have you ever heard of anything like that in your life? So he texts to say, by the way, you won't be babysitting today. 3 hours later, 3.5 hours later. Have you seen him, by the way? That's crazy, right? Wow.
And I go to get in my car. I was going to call Billy Joe, and I did call Billy Joe. She didn't call him. Leilani didn't call the police until I said, have you called the police? And then she calls the police.
Oh, my word.
So we started to leave. Cops came behind me. I could not leave. I guess they said what it was on the property had to stay there until after they checked everything. So I left. I came back maybe about 30 minutes later. I asked Leilani and Danny, I said, do you want me to take Zane home? So, y'all got a lot going on. She said yes. Danny said yes. I asked them to get me some shoes for the baby. They got me shoes. I came home. I called Billy Joe. Billy Joe had no idea. I've never spoke badly about Billy Joe. But today, she came to my house after I told her, I texted her. She called me at 6:30 this morning. I'm sorry, I'm everywhere because this has been a lot. She called me at 6:30 this morning. We were talking. Everything was good. I texted her. I told her I was going to cook, that we were going to get flyers and put them everywhere of Quinton, and that we was going to do a prayer circle over here. Never said that we was going to do a memorial for Quinton because I didn't believe he was alive or that he had passed. Never did I say that. And I can back all this up because we have cameras. Like everything I'm saying to you, I can back up. And it's just ridiculous. So she told me basically not to text her no more because she thought that I was overstepping.
Oh, wow. Overstepping. Okay. Someone is asking, just wait 1 second. Amelia, is Danny the grandfather? Danny is Quinton's mother's boyfriend. That's who Danny is. So I guess like stepdad, right? Of Quinton.
Well, I am just the babysitter, but I took care of them kids when their mother didn't take care of them. And I don't really have nothing to say bad about Danny because he would actually ask me these last few weeks, Miss Michelle, do the kids have everything they need? Do they have pull-ups? Because Leilani wouldn't do that. Now, another thing I want to get to, Billy Joe, after she barged in my house, after all that, she come down the road. I don't live far from her. She barged in my house.
Billy Joe is Quinton's grandmother. Okay, so it's her house that she has with her husband. And Billy Joe is Leilani's mother. Billy Joe had legal custody of the kids, of Leilani's kids. And so here, the babysitter says Billy Joe drives over to her house, barges in, and starts throwing them accusations around. Like, whoa, that's quite something, huh?
This is all on camera. I jump out my chair. She gets in my face, cussing me. I cussed her back. I said some pretty bad words. Yes, I did.
Nice.
Because she barged in my house. Okay. My daughter was also recording. She tried to take the phone from my daughter. She told me that she thought I took her grandbaby. Like, that is the worst thing that you could ever said to me. That is worse than punching me in the face. She did not hit me. I'm not scared of her. She didn't hit me. She just yelled in my face a lot, but I yelled right back. Okay. She said that I had stole her grandbaby. How do you do that? Someone that has been good to your grandkids, someone that has 6 kids of her own that are grown. How do you do that to somebody? And then She started screaming all the way down the road for my neighbors to hear. And like, I don't care because they know me. They know the person I am. And then she started saying that she paid $700 for my kids to go to Splash in the Burris. My kids are grown. Okay. She asked me to take Quinton and Zane. Yes, she did buy the tickets. Just like I told the FBI agent, I never used them tickets. Them tickets are still there. The ticket thing is still on my phone. I never took her grandkids. I never took mine. She's never did nothing for me. I literally did not charge them a lot of money to keep these babies because I was worried about these babies. And not only me, there's neighbors up and down this road that has seen these babies outside. And I'm getting a lot of mad faces, and that's okay because I have the truth. Every text that I have sent Billy Joe is on these phones. Every text, every conversation I've had with Billy Joe is recorded in my house.
I like the babysitter. She knows. Get those receipts going, especially when people are throwing around accusations like, oh my word, barging into her house when all she's done is try to help look for Quinton. Help is not wanted. And then the next minute, Leilani's mother comes driving over, well, just walking over, storming over to her house and accuses her of selling Quinton. And then when her daughter is trying to record this whole thing going on, then she attacks the daughter and wants to take the phone. This is, the grandma is protecting the daughter, which is very sad to see because the grandma was actually evicting her own daughter. We saw the interview, right, of Quinton's grandmother, which is Leilani's mother, saying she doesn't know if she can trust her right now. She doesn't always do the right thing and all that kind of stuff. But yet in almost like a fight or flight survival mode, she's rather blaming the babysitter, which I think is actually really very poor form to blame the person who was looking after the kids all day, every day, when her own daughter wasn't looking after her own kids, right? The babysitter seems like a loving, caring, genuine person, says Natasha Rennie. Yes, I like the panda bear. Wow. Okay, so I just quickly want to add this to the stream so you guys can see the pictures of Quinton Simon, in case you're just joining now. He's been missing since October 5th, 2022 from Buckhalter Road in West Savannah, Georgia, United States of America. He's 20 months old. So you hear reports of the news saying a 1-year-old child. Of course, he's technically almost 2, 20 months old. Last seen wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. Chatham County Police Department, you can call them at 916-667-3134. There has not been an Amber Alert issued because there's no evidence of an abduction. The FBI is involved. Multiple search warrants have been executed, including at the house. We heard the press conference from today where the police were saying they are doing everything they can to search for him and in the steps of the investigation so that if they prosecute anyone, they'll have all their ducks in a row, right? Okay, so, oh man, look how sweet this child is. Look at him. He's so cute. 20 months old, missing since October 5th, 2022. So this is very scary that he's still missing today. And we are busy looking at the interview with, well, not an interview, it's a live stream that the babysitter did on Facebook, especially since, and she's got a lawyer in the meantime, which could be why she deleted this from Facebook, because she did the live stream on Facebook. She got a lawyer because of the accusations that Leilani's mother, Billy Joe, was throwing at her, saying, "You sold my grandson." Like, wow. Okay, after all this time, she's been the nurturer, the carer, looking after those kids, and now they're blaming her. So I think it's great what she's doing. She recorded everything. She's got all the messages, the proof and everything. She's been very forthcoming with the police. She said, you can look at my camera, which overlooks, of course, the front, the neighborhood, might even catch a glimpse of the house to show that Quinton never left the house, basically, I would assume, because, So, yes. I thought she said stole. Stole? I read earlier sold. Stole him, sold him. Oh, my word. Poor little guy, he needs a good family to raise him. Yeah, so that's what we're busy doing right now. So let's continue to look at what the Babysitter says, so I'm saying your footage is from Cinema Shogun. He's a good friend. If you go check out his channel, he's covered this case since it happened. So go check out his stuff as well, because he's got some very interesting information about the brother, who's also Leilani's brother, who's in prison for murder. The one that they named Quinton after, which is also kind of strange. All kinds of stuff. So go check that out as well. And right now, because this is deleted from Facebook, this is the only place I could find it as well. So thank you, Cinema Shogun, that I could show that over here.
So the FBI can check this. I don't care. Like, I never want to go bash nobody. I am a Christian, but a Christian can stand up for herself, especially when you accuse me of stealing your grandbaby.
Yeah, she says
I would never
stealing.
do that.
I saw an article somewhere that said sold. And I'm like, sold? Okay, but stole is what she's saying here. Yeah, she said stole.
I don't have anything on my record. I've never had defects at my house. My kids are grown. My kids have done really good. Like, I'm not, and I have no reason to judge anybody. I mean, I've did stuff in my life. I'm not perfect, but never the stuff like that. And I just love these kids. And I didn't steal nobody. I didn't do anything wrong. So she can bash me all she wants to, but God don't like ugly. And it's going to come back on her for doing this 100%. So somebody keeps asking me, do I think Leilani done it? I'm going to tell you this, that a mother that lets her kids outside, that doesn't watch them, that numerous people have seen, that they're bruised, they're dirty, and there's plenty of evidence of this. You tell me what you think.
She says some interesting things here, that the kids, when they arrived at her place, were bruised and dirty. She even says they had bruises around their wrists and necks. That is very, very scary.
I told Billy Joe my concerns. I sent her stuff, and she didn't listen to me. So she can't blame anybody but herself for what has happened. Nobody. And I see a lot of people commenting, but I can't do that. I can't answer all these questions right now. I don't know much about what's going on over there. I don't know what the FBI is saying. I did talk to the FBI. They checked my cameras. I told them I would when I called the police today on her, because I was going to press charges. You can't just bust in someone's house, and I'm still going to do it. I'm calling a lawyer Monday morning. You can't just bust in someone's house and then try to take their daughter's cell phone and hit their hand. You can't do that. Like, that's not allowed. But this has got out of hand. This is about Quinton. This is about Monkey. And yes, I am just the babysitter, I guess. But I watched out for them kids.
Don't you think it's sad how she says, well, yes, I am just the babysitter, I guess, which means that somebody has told her, you're just a babysitter, right? Because she had a very important role in these kids' lives. She spent the most time with him, right?
More than their mother ever did. So you can say what you want about me, have all the opinions you want, but it doesn't matter, because I know the truth and other people know the truth. And that is exactly what I wanted to say. That's it. I'm praying that Quinton is still alive. I'm hoping he is. I would love to just be able to see his face. He is a precious child. So is Zane. So is Sky. I don't know what happened to him, but I know what they went through. I know what their mother didn't do for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't. So this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to come on here and say that Billy Joe can spread all the lies that she wants about me. It is about finding this baby.
Exactly. The babysitter knows that the number one task right now and focus is to find Quinton. And yet Quinton's mother isn't talking to anyone really. She's not doing interviews. She's not saying anything. She's not frantically looking. In fact, she was like, no, we don't, her and Danny were like, no, 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 no. We don't need your help to look. When the babysitter was like, maybe he's in a closet. Maybe he's outside. Maybe he's playing hide and seek. They're like, no, 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 we don't need your help. And then the babysitter's like, have you called the police? They're like, oh yeah, maybe we should call the police. Okay, we'll call 911. Wow. They hadn't thought of that themselves. That's scary. And then to think that Leilani's mother, so the grandmother of Quinton, is now accusing the babysitter of stealing Quinton, but is also focused on accusing rather than looking for Quinton. It's really terrible. That's terrible. My word. Welcome to membership, Lisa. Wow.
This precious baby. And you know what? God is in this situation. God knows. I don't know what happened. God does, but it'll all come out. Everything that happened will come out. So hate me, like me, I don't care.
We like you.
This is the truth. It is my side, but it is the truth. And like I said, I told the FBI, they have all these phones. They have all the messages where I've sent. Literally, Quinton come over the other day with bruises, belt bruises on his arm and on his neck. I text Billy Joe. I never got a text back.
So even though the grandmother, Billy Joe, wanted to evict her own daughter and the daughter's boyfriend, and it says on the form, the daughter, the boyfriend, and the 3 kids. Wow. She sure can turn on the babysitter real quick, right? And protect her daughter. That is interesting. To say that the babysitter was saying, I was texting Billy Joe, the grandmother of Quinton and his brother Zane, and saying, whoa, these kids have bruises on them. And then she doesn't even get a text back, right?
So I don't know what happened to these babies. I just know that I just know that I didn't do anything to the baby. We loved him. And I think that it's not okay for Billy Joe just to come in my house and uninvited and do what she thinks she can do and spread rumors about me. It's lies. So that's all I got to say. Yes, Billy Joe did tell me that she had custody of the boys. I'm answering a question. She did tell me she had custody of the boys and that Leilani did not. Like I said, I've never said nothing bad about Billy Joe, but she come after me for no reason. I know she's got emotions right now, and people, already comment on my thing. Well, you shouldn't do this to the grandma. Well, she shouldn't do it to me because I was the one that was here with the babies, and all I was doing was trying to tell her what was going on. So if I'm a bad person for that, then let me be a bad person for that. Could I go through the timeline again? Okay, at 5:29, I got a text on Wednesday morning saying that from Danny that they was not coming. Leilani was with them. Then at 9 o'clock, I got a text from Danny asking me if I had seen him. I said no. I called him immediately. He said they couldn't find him. I went over to their house. She did not end up calling the police until after I got there.
That's shocking.
It was about 9:35, 9:40 when they finally called the police. And literally that's all I know. All I know is what I seen, and not just me. It's more people down here, this road. What I seen when they were with Leilani. That's what I seen. I never said that I was their mother. I'm not their mother. I'm just someone that cares. That's it. I'm just someone that cares. And sometimes I think that gets me in trouble because I care too much. But yes, that's all I got to say. I just wanted to set the record straight. I just wanted everyone to know what was going on. But I have texts, all the texts that Billy Joe and me text today. I never cussed her. I never said anything bad to her, negative. She just went off on me for no reason. But I can back everything up. Everything can be backed up. So I'm going to let it go after this. I'm not going to worry about it no more. And I'm going to put it in God's hands. That's all I can do. So thank you all for watching. I know everybody on here, there's so many people around the world that is praying for Monkey. I called him Monkey. Me and my girls called him Monkey. And he would just smile ear to ear. And he smiled with his eyes when you called him Monkey. He just.
Here's also the only person really talking about him and describing him, which is always what we want to see in a missing persons case. Who is missing? What do they like? What do you miss about them right now? What are you worried about? Babysitter is the most worried of all. Sorry if I'm glitching out. I don't know why this is happening. Might be because I have a cold.
Just smiled so big. But we're praying. We still have faith. And that's all I got to say. But thank you guys that joined. Thank you for the positive remarks that's been coming in. And thank you to those who just are bashing me. It's okay. I know. So, all right. Well, I hope y'all guys have a good night. If you have any more questions, I can try to answer them in my message. This is really just overwhelming to me, everything that's going on. Yes, ma'am. I do not think Billy Joe is innocent because, like I said, I got in contact with her several times about what was going on. And I never said that before. But if, you're going to blame me for this and I've been so good to your grandkids, I'm going to tell you how I feel. I feel like you should have come when I text you all them things and told you what was going on because them babies needed you. And you wasn't there. So, yes, that is not my truth. That is the truth. So, y'all guys have a good night. I know y'all are praying. We are all praying. And thank you.
She still talks a little bit more.
I come back on live for a minute. And the reason I did is because I have read some of these comments and most of them were very positive. But there was a couple I didn't like. Okay, first of all, no one ever paid me $300 a week. That's a lie. They paid me on Cash App, and I have my Cash App. Every time that they would pay me, okay, they would call and try to borrow it back because they would tell me before I knew she was on WIC, Leilani, they would call and say, well, the baby don't got no formula. Could you let me borrow $30 and I'll pay you back? Okay. All this is on text. So with Billy Joe, I know was on my live, but what she is saying that I got $300 a week, that is a lie and God knows it. I literally have my Cash App where they sent me money from Leilani Cash App. They did not send me $300 a week. And when Billy Joe tells you that she paid for my family to go to Splash in the Borough, them tickets has never been used. I told the FBI agent everything today. We was talking about everything. Them tickets had never been used. My family didn't go, and neither did I take her grandkids. So that's a lie. But like I said, what I have, I've got proof. I've got text. I've got everything that proves that that is not true. Leilani would send me $15 here, $20 here, and then tell me, oh, can I pay you next week? I didn't do it for the money. So that's not true. It's not true. And these people saying I'm trying to bash Billy Joe, I didn't try to bash her. She's the one that came to my house starting. I never said I was going to make a memorial of baby Quinton. Never did I say that. But just like I said, these people know me and they know Billy Joe. And I've heard a lot of things about her that I didn't want to believe. But these people know me and they know my character and they know who I am. So I am sorry that they feel like Billy Joe has to bash me. I hope that she feels good doing this, knowing that this is supposed to be about Quinton. And all I was trying to do is help. That's not my grandbaby. That's not my baby. But is a baby, and I loved him. And I love him. I love him so much. And I'm praying that something happens. But like I said, God has everything under control. And no one paid me $300 a week. And I did clean her house. I cleaned her house 2 times and she paid me. But I got pictures of that too. See, I always take, because I do clean houses before and after pictures. And that $150, I earned it. I earned it. So, like I said, I have text, I have everything to prove and back up what I'm saying. Everything. So no one can say she paid me $300 who was on my live. No, I never got paid that. No one can say I'm bashing her because I didn't want to do this. I did it to let people know that what she was saying about me was a lie. But I already know that they do. And so I'm going to be okay with this. Like, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to continue to pray that Monkey comes home to them and that he's okay. That's what I'm going to do. But I just wanted to set the record straight. Billy Joe has never paid me $300. She sent $300 one time in my Cash App because I got the text where I text her and told her these babies had no diapers, no pull-ups, or nothing. Yes, I did. And she sent it. And she sent me money to get them clothes. And I sent her pictures of the clothes because they literally had no clothes. When they come over here, they was always dirty. And I never said that they were dirty. I even said when Billy Joe was home, it was different. They was clean. When they come over here, they was clean. So absolutely not. She never did anything that she said. But like I said, she's got the text on her phone. She knows, we all got text. She knows what was done. And I really hated doing this because Miss Sandra is an awesome person. And like I said, I didn't know Billy Joe and them. I met them through Miss Sandra. So, you know, whoever is texting me these things, it's not true. But like I said, it'll all come out. Everything will come out. And if you have questions, text me and I will answer your questions. But I just seen, you know, Billy Joe coming on here saying that, and it really made me mad because it's not true. And, you know, I'm getting things on here. Oh, you're a Christian. You shouldn't be doing this. I'm not. I'm a Christian, but I can take up for myself.
Yeah.
So.
Right, guys? Okay, so let me add this back to the stream here so you can see this. Am I frozen? No. Sorry, I thought I was frozen for a second. Let's just put this on here. Okay, so have a look at that while I just try to find something quickly. I just wanted one more, just quickly find the 911 call if I can. Where was that? Just want to see if it's here somewhere. Because there was the 911 call. Where is it? Oh my word, I'm just hanging in there, you guys. This is the case we're looking at. Feel free to read through this. While we wait, let me just make it full screen so you can just see that. Hold on 1 second. Oh man, I'm trying to find it. So, Quinton Simon. Oh, here we go. Okay. I think it's this. Sorry for the break there. I just want to hear this 911 call.
County West Sergeant, we have a signal 56, 535 Buckhalter Road, 535 Buckhalter Road. Complaint advised her 1-year-old son is missing. She woke up, her door was open. advising he's unable.
Remember, this was at 9:40 a.m. The police officer said 9:39, and the babysitter said around 9:40, 9:42, so somewhere around there.
Able to open a door. I think someone came in and took him. It's gonna be a tan-skinned child with dark brown hair, green, blue eyes. Last seen at 6 a.m. this morning.
350 received.
Is Leilani, and her son is Hawaiian.
What's sad is the babysitter.
That's from No Thanks. So that's it. I didn't know her son was Hawaiian, so that's what she said there. 911 call, 9:42-ish a.m. If I look a sight, I'm sorry. I'm dressed very warmly. I do have a cold. Thank you for being here as I do my best to cover this case. I hope that I brought you as much information as possible right now. I'm looking for updates as well to see if there are any. I hope this poor baby is found safe. Feel better, G. Thank you so much, Elisa DiStefano. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. So yeah, if you're brand new here, this is not how I normally sound. Okay, I have a cold. I just really wanted to. I've been trying for a few days now to bring this case to you. I just quickly want to go here to Twitter and have a look at the latest so that we can look at it together here quickly. So latest. What do they say here? We have a new number for tips regarding Quinton Simon. Please call us 912-667-3134. Okay, this goes directly to a detective. If you get the voicemail, please leave a message. This number is only for tips regarding information that might help us find Quinton. So here's the babysitter speaking out. Rose, I do believe the police and the FBI are doing a good job with this case. They are busting their asses to find Quinton, and it shows. I have no mercy for whoever is responsible. Yeah, right. We feel the same. They say we'll gather evidence. If it's there, we have to follow the law and get the search warrants. Yep, that's from the press conference. Shame. Look at him. He's so sweet. Look at Quinton, guys. Oh my word. Let me just quickly blow my nose. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, everyone. So here we go. News conference, we looked at that. This was from the pumps where they were draining the pool, and from what someone shared in the chat earlier, they've apparently finished draining the pool and they've left the scene. I mean, does anyone know if they found anything? They say, Rose says, is draining a pool part of protocol for a missing child? Yeah, and there's posters being made as well. Buckhalter Road, Savannah, Georgia, last seen October 5th, 2022. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything new here right now from what I can see. I just want to do one more thing before I go. I always just want to do a quick Google search. Quinton Simon. I mean, they do say Simon. Police officer says Simon. Say Simon. And I froze there for a second. Did you see that glitch out? Wow, that was weird. Nope, there's not much going on here. And let's quickly look at this one. Okay. Let's just look at this article here. There's nothing new on Google. This one was from today, 6 hours ago. What we know about a desperate search for the 20-month-old who vanished in Georgia 5 days ago. The desperate search for missing Georgia toddler Quinton Simon has entered its 6th day. The 20-month-old child went missing on Wednesday, the 5th of October, from his home in Savannah, according to Chatham County Police Department. Police are calling for members of the public to come forward with any information that may help their days-long search for Quinton, which officials said was their highest priority. Here's everything you need to know. Now, I still also don't see Leilani or the dad, the boyfriend, or anyone really out there searching, right? They're not seeming frantic or pleading to the public. It's like the babysitters out there. That's what we can see, right? When did Quinton go missing? The toddler went missing on 5th of October from his home in Savannah, a coastal city in South Carolina in Chatham County. Quinton was last seen at 6 a.m. that day at an address in the 500 block of Buckhalter Road and was reported missing at approximately 9:40 a.m. by his mother, Leilani Simon. The child's 22-year-old mother told police her son was playing in a playpen when he was last seen, although earlier reports suggested Quinton had wandered off. You see, there's already a story change, right? Okay, you guys say check email. I will check it. You can see the missing person flyer here because the FBI is involved. So missing from Buckhalter Road, Savannah, Georgia. Missing since October 5th, 2022. Male, white, 20 months old, light blue sesame shirt and black pants is what he was wearing. Last seen in the area of his home on Buckhalter Road in Savannah, Georgia. Authorities requesting the public's assistance with any information related to his whereabouts. And anyone with information regarding this individual is asked to contact Chatham County Police Department 912-667-3134 or call 911. Tipsters can remain anonymous. He was wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. Which agencies are involved? The FBI is supporting the Chatham County Police Department in the search for Quinton, with law enforcement spending 18 to 20 hours a day looking for the 20-month-old child. Chatham County Police said in an earlier statement that it had executed search warrants and continued to interview those who might have information that could be helpful in the investigation with the help of the FBI. The FBI is involved because of the possibility of the disappearance of Quinton being an abduction, although this remains unconfirmed. An Amber Alert has not been issued as of Monday morning. All right, so that's what we know from there. And then the last thing, I'll just quickly check my emails, which is grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com if you want to email me something. So just hold on one second. I got a lot of emails, so it's going to be real difficult to see what you're trying to send me now. You guys are suggesting. Thank you, EB. Zinc and vitamin C. I'm taking it. This really just broke out really badly today. Yesterday I already felt a bit funny, and today I'm like, oh my word. So let's just quickly check here. Yeah, no. Oh, thank you. Where is it? Wait. It's a group I gotta join, Shy. I'm trying. Are you a member of the friend or family? No. Can you handle that? Yes. Message, not press a report button. I wish I could see that. Wait. What we can do is go back to Cinema Shogun. Yeah, get tested for the Rona. I will. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so here.
Went missing on October 5th.
Cinema Shogun.
And there has been a lot of suspicious information coming out ever since. If you haven't already, please check out my channel. This is an important case, and not enough people are talking about it. And if you ask me, there are so many red flags that point towards the fact that foul play may be involved. And recently, I was sent over this clip, and it appears that people are still arguing within this home. Let's go ahead and listen, and be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Listen. Oh my word, they're so loud.
Quinton Simon, a 20-month-old.
You heard that, right, you guys? Oh my word, that was so loud. Damn. Well, yeah, you guys are summoning me to bed with my electric blanket. And Fury, the cat. I'm sure he's waiting for me too. Let's see what I missed. Don't forget to thank our alien Grizzly with a big thumbs up. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm in a state like this. I feel defeated. I hate it. I hate it when I get sick. So for all patrons, if you're wondering, where was that? Like, did you go out this weekend? Like, where's the content? Because normally on Patreon, kind of every weekend I share something fun that I did, right? Like I went to the city, I went to the flower market, I went to pet some goats or whatever. No, this weekend I was trying to avoid what's just happened here. I'm so sorry. I'll be back. So yes, please go check out Cinema Shogun's channel. He's got a lot of videos as well on this case. Let me quickly show you. Let's see if there's a playlist here. Hold on. Shogun, you got no playlist? Oh, wow. Cinema Shogun, if you go look here, he started covering the case already here. I think, wait. Yeah, 3 days ago. Red flags, where is Quinton Simon? And then there's another one. So there's a video. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. If you want to go watch those on this case. So go check that out. I hope lots more content creators will be inspired to share about what's going on in this case, because we sure need to, right? It needs to get out there. And if I just quickly look here, I like waffle time. I don't like going. I don't want to go. Here's a group as well called Quinton Simon, Georgia, TCR, run by True Crime Replay. I believe they're also the ones running. Am I correct? The Jalissa Fuentes one? It sounds familiar. So I've joined the group. Okay, and here you can see a whole bunch of things. Draining the pool. You can see comments here. Here's a picture of Billy Joe with Quinton. So Quinton's grandmother. Oh, she says, I can't even begin to understand why my family has to endure these horrible times. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's all there. The grandmother travels for work. So you could see a whole bunch. Oh, so here you go. This is back here now. Cool. Good to see. So go check this group out as well if you haven't yet. Quinton Simon, Georgia. And here they've got the press conference and everything I was looking for earlier. Damn it. And I'm part of the group. I just couldn't find it earlier. Hey, Iked Mel. Was he talking about it? Yeah, he talked about it. Cool. Okay. I hope everyone starts talking about this case. This little boy needs to be found. Look at him. So one last time, Quinton Simon or Simon, missing since October 5th, 2022, Buckhalter Road, West Savannah, Georgia. 20 months old, last seen wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. Chatham County Police Department, you can call 912-667-3134 or call 911. An Amber Alert has not been issued because there's no evidence of an abduction. A lot of red flags in this case, so that's scary to think about. I hope the FBI and all the police and everything can help solve this case very quickly. Cynthia also wondered this, is the pool water so dirty they can't see the bottom? I wondered too. I was like, what is going on here, right? Thank you so much, Undead. Hope you feel better soon, G. Awesome. You got to us this evening, even feeling a bit under the weather. Mr. Grizzly's like, are you really going live? Mr. Grizzly like, what are you doing? I was like in my PJs all day, researching the case. I was in my PJs in my bed with all my Grizzly notebooks. There's notes flying everywhere. Fury's there. I'm drinking this like med lemon stuff, like hot toddy type stuff, right? And then suddenly I get up and I'm like, right. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm going live. I'll see you later. So yeah, here I was, everyone. So thank you so much, Lockdown with April. Thank you, everyone. You say, Sarah, there's a new press conference. Yeah, we watched that together in the beginning. Have you seen the Cassie Carly update? Yes, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. If you guys haven't followed the Cassie Carly case, I believe I have a playlist on my channel, and I've done the coverage of that case as well. And it's been months and months and months of waiting for her autopsy report or just knowing what happened. What's her cause of death? What happened to her? And now they say it's undetermined. So not ruled homicide. That is the worst news I've ever heard. Is that what they said? The WFLA went live, but that's what I saw the title was. And I'm like, what? So I will be looking at that, and maybe I'll make a short or summarize it for you guys. And yeah, I need to drink some lemon water now. My voice is going away any minute. I will look at it. I will update you. I'll let you know what's happening, but I think it's very sad. And I can only imagine Marcus Spanavello is smiling from ear to ear. Okay, now I'm about to... It's tissue time. We need an emoji for tissue time eventually. I hope you could hear me today through all of this cold. I'm so sorry if I sound like this and look like this. It was my pleasure being here with you, bringing you this case. I think it's super important, as I told you in my video. If you didn't see it, Loose Ends, that one. Yeah, you can gather my vibe from that, okay? And for me, when things are very time sensitive, and I've been trying to cover this since the case happened, it's very important to get the information out there, right? So if you go to my channel, and if you look at this one, Loose Ends, Red Flags, and Lessons Along the Way, please look at that if you want some more background information about me, and just in general. You might like this video here to just know, what kind of cases I cover and why, what the vibe is over here. So check that out as well. Thank you. Yeah, tissue time. Making tissue time look good with a toilet roll. Buy me a coffee so you can buy some tissue. No, I'm just kidding. I'm all good. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. Yeah, hot chicken soup. I actually had some miso soup. It was very nice. Thank you for everyone who supported the channel today. You know, if you bought super stickers or join membership, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Go over to Patreon if you want to support me big time and enjoy the perks. There's lots of cool perks there. Of course, PayPal is the best way to support me and my channel. So thank you to everyone who continues to donate PayPal gifts and things. I really appreciate it. And of course, you can also pick up some merch, notebooks, things like that if you want to support my channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's hope they find Quinton really, really soon. I will keep you posted on this case. I'm following it, as well as the Stockton potential serial killer. I'm following that as well. And all these others we've covered. The kidnapped woman that escaped. Remember that one we covered yesterday? Oh, my word. Look at my community tab because I've shared with you a new interview in that case. So go check that out as well. And I will see you again soon. Thank you so, so much, mods. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you to all the members. Bye, everyone. Stay safe, okay? And I hope you don't get a cold either.